Okay, so the Ontario government has come out with massive rule changes. Or is it just smoke and mirrors? I'm gonna go over what those changes are and what I think the actual impact is gonna be on the market. Hey there, my name is Kyle Duke with Rebel Real Estate, and I've been selling real estate full-time in the Durham region and the surrounding areas for the last 8 years. All right, so the Ontario government has come out with a new sales tactic that they're going to be removing the blind bidding process. Now, not necessarily removing the blind bidding process, but they're going to be giving sellers options to opt into an open style bidding process, which is going to be more towards a auction style. Now, like I said, this tactic is to remove blind bidding. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be allowing sellers to share the details of the offers they have on their home and disclose all that information to buyers. So right now in a blind bidding process, no buyers have any details or information of the other offers that they're competing with. So they're calling it blind bidding, which has been the case for the last 2 years. And as a buyer, if you don't know any details, you kind of come up with your own evaluation. Same with conditions. Conditions have been removed out of any offer for the last 2 years. So removing your financing condition and as well as your home inspection condition. So now as a seller, you will have the option to open it up to an open style bid. Now, I find this pretty amusing that this new rule regulation is coming out right now, and I'll explain why. The market is already showing signs that it's turning, right? The Bank of Canada has come out multiple times in the first quarter with rate hikes. We've already went from taxing foreign buyers for 15 to 20%, and then the following week, we cut out all foreign buyers altogether. There's just a lot of moving parts right now, and I think that using this as a sales tactic to improve the blind bidding process, in my opinion, is a little bit of a political stunt. And I'm not a political guy. I don't necessarily talk about that very often because I'm trying to provide information about real estate, but the timing for this is just pretty ironic. The market started turning once we saw a 53% increase in inventory. The rates were going up, buyers' mindset shifted to thinking that they were in the driver's seat. Even though we are still in a very strong seller's market, it doesn't feel that way. And it was a matter of time for this to happen, whether the government stepped in or not. These prices could not continue to go up the way they were because people's income is not going up as fast as the housing prices are. But let's jump back into my second point of the new rules and regulations and what I think the impact is going to be. So for a seller to choose to opt into this open style bid or auction style bid, they're losing some of their leverage. So with this process, the seller would now have to sign a legal document that they consent to going into this open style bidding or auction style. But at the same time, I find it ironic because the highest offer doesn't always win. If you have two offers and one's at $1 million and one's at $980, but the $980 is firm with no conditions, no home inspection, you're looking at a buyer at $1 million, you're better than $20,000. Now your hand's forced to remove your conditions and not protect yourself. So really, I don't see how this helps a buyer other than knowing the final price of a home. You're still gonna have to go up against firm offers if somebody wants that house bad enough. And to kind of add on to that, let's talk about the buyer side. If you're a buyer, you now have to give consent that you want the details of your offer shared to the other buyers. What if one of those buyers in multiple offers doesn't want any part of their offer shared to anybody else? Where do we go from here? Because if you have 3 offers on a home and 2 out of the 3 give consent to saying, yes, we are open to the open style bidding, but that third offer doesn't, well, guess what? Those 2 buyers now that did give consent, they're technically in a blind bidding process again because that one offer doesn't want anybody to know anything. So do we go to everybody has to hop on board if one of the 3, or if it's a majority vote of the 3 offers, 2 out of the 3? How do we navigate through this new offer process? Is still yet to be determined. And see, I don't fully think they thought about the whole process from start to finish for both sellers and buyers. Again, I get what they're trying to do is slow down the market, but they didn't need to implement this to do that. And yes, a lot of it, again, is to try and eliminate the bad apples in the industry because there are tons of people that are in real estate for the wrong reasons. But at the end of the day, the seller is always gonna try and get the cleanest offer and the highest price. But I've also had sellers in the past take lower price offers because there were no conditions and they limited their risk. I mean, let's really break this down. Let's say you're a buyer and you know every detail of every other offer you're competing with. So the price, the deposit, the closing date, and the conditions. Now you just found yourself in an auction style bid. And this bidding process, the auction style, is what they've been doing in Australia for years, and it hasn't really slowed down the prices at all. And the reason why is because there's always gonna be somebody with deeper pockets. As bad as that is to say, that is the ugly truth. So whether buyers are outbidding each other by $100 or $1,000, it doesn't really change much, because at the end of the day, it's gonna actually make the selling process a little bit longer. See, I don't see how this is gonna help buyers one bit. Now, the kicker to this new rule is it doesn't take effect until April of 2023. And even though we are still in a seller's market and we are starting to trend towards more of a balanced market, I think by this time next year, we won't even see multiple offers because we're gonna be in a completely different market. So this is all new information to us as realtors, and if anything else does come out related to this new sales tactic and process, I will definitely shoot another video and provide as much information as I can. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to reach out, and I will talk to you soon.